before we get started, well, this is us getting started. I'm gonna start us off with a letter from an alumni that graduated the class of 2020. Her name is M, and for those of you who may remember, she was like the organizer person before she graduated. So if you were involved in any other school walkout movements before like 2023, you would know M. So she was very kind and she wrote us a letter, and I'm gonna read it. Hi, I'm M. Duet, Classical High School class of 2023. I spent all of my time at Classical organizing to try to make Providence schools a safe place where students could get good education, first with PSU and then later with a few friends. We got Ramona Bessinger, a teacher who I have no qualm saying is one of the most racist, transphobic, fascistic teachers I've ever met out of Classical, and hopefully she stays out of there and out of Providence. What I'm saying is we won, and what I'm saying is you can too. It's heartbreaking, but not surprising to hear that Brett Smiley and the City Council are once again failing the students of Providence. By refusing to raise the budget for PPSD, Smiley and the City of Providence are telling us that they do not care about the future of the city, or rather, that they think its future will come from gentrifying professionals with Ivy League degrees, brought here by Brown or Rizzi, or who will continue buying up housing and driving up rents while working in Boston or New York. I stand with the students of Providence when I say, you are the future. This is the future. Providence has failed you, failed us again and again. First, by mismanaging our funding so badly that we were put into a receivership almost 5 years ago. Then by shuffling through superintendents so fast that by the time I graduated, we've had 3 superintendents, each more incompetent than the last. Providence has been devaluing education for years. If we want them to stop, to give all of you the education you deserve, it's time to take up the fight. They want to ignore you, to become such a nuisance that they can't. They think you'll take this quietly, or worse, that you'll have one rally and give up. I know you're better than that. You have much more at stake than they do. You have more to lose and so much more to win. I know you will be the generation that breaks the cycle, that stops begging the City of Providence and the State of Rhode Island for scraps. Show up. Keep showing up. Keep escalating until they have no choice but to fund your schools. The more you do, the more you scare them. The more they will try to scare you. They will lie to you, threaten suspension, threaten worse. Act carefully. Know they're not on your side and feel your fear when it comes. Keep them working. And as a final note, she says, I am so incredibly proud of all of you.
Hi everyone, my name's Theo and I'm an 11th grader at Classical High School. Hi. And I'm a student who cares deeply about sports, after school programs, and bus pass accessibility. And without proper funding, I know our schools won't be able to teach us what we deserve. This issue is important to me because being a student who was involved in winter and spring sports, it would be a great tragedy that something that kept me entertained, something that would get me to college, would be canceled simply because PPSD can't get the proper funding to elevate schools. As a student who is also a part of many after-school programs that feel like my second home, my second family, it would be terrible to lose those places. I've evolved so much because of my after-school programs, my debate club that I'm a part of. My debate partner and I, we're top 15 in the state. So to see all of our work and efforts thrown in the drain simply because of drastic budget cuts is not only discouraging but depressing too. I started debate club because of my older brother. I wanted to pass the love of debate to my younger brother to essentially continue the legacy. To hear there's a possibility for that not to happen makes me very upset. And I'm sure we all have younger siblings or someone who's younger than us that's transitioning into high school. Imagine how high school's gonna be now that there's no after-school programs, no sports, no ESL, no MLL. Do you imagine how that's gonna be for our schools? Not only should we think about us, but we should think about the future kids going into high school as well. Thank you.
Okay, before we pass on the mic to some of y'all, I wanted to read my personal statement that I was supposed to read at the press conference last Monday, but I got sick and I couldn't go. So I'm going to read it now. Unfortunately, I cannot be here to speak in person today. Don't ignore that. But my message is one I've been itching to share, so we will present it regardless. Racial inequity is the foundation. Racial inequity is the foundation on which this country was built on, and anyone who says otherwise is a bold-faced liar. This inequality prevails to this day, and it is in no case more evident than in the way the city of Providence and the state of Rhode Island decides to treat our schools. Our offices are packed with rejects from other states, deemed unfit for their jobs, and not a single person wants to stand up, take responsibility, and put money into our schools the way we deserve. The reasoning behind all of this, Providence has the highest percentage of people of color than any other city in the state. Because our citizens aren't all rich and white, we're expected to accept the bare minimum slop that gets thrown at us. Our students deserve the same quality of education as any child in Barrington would, and it should shame all of you to think otherwise. Mark my words when I say that we will not stop until we get the proper funding we are owed, and until this has been done, you will not hear the last of my name and of the organizations present today. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd just like to talk a little bit on RIDE's role in all of this. For 5 years, our school district has been governed by the state. For 5 years, we have been given wasted money on new curriculums every 6 months. We've been given inefficient management. We've been given a multitude of superintendents. For 5 years, we've been failed by the people in the State House. And they do not, according to the courts, owe any fiscal responsibility to us. They owe nothing to Providence Public Schools, and instead of funding us and making the school better, which they promised to do, they have instead decided to get into a bickering fight with the city over who needs to give us the money. RIDE owes us so much more. This state is focused on everything but its children. Every 4 years, we see a governor campaigning on better education, better test scores, not failing any more students. But instead, we see that Providence lags behind every rich, white, South County, East Bay city in the entire state. If RIDE claims that it is intervening in our schools for not only these 5 years, but another 3 years, if it claims that it will deliver what Providence has not had for decades and decades, and that is a great school system befitting a great city, then it needs to own up to those promises with less than words, or more than words, money.
Hi everyone, I'm Thomas Mulvey. I am the senior president of Classical High School. And you know, there's a lot of issues with funding. We've been talking about it. There's a lot of talk about the bus passes and sports. And I feel like you really just can't take away those integral parts of high school. I'm part of a lot of clubs, and can I get a couple cheers from my athletes? You can't take that away from us. It's an integral part of the experience, and to think that the younger generations aren't going to get that it's terrible. It would be taking away so much from us, and we just can't have that happen. Thank you.
Youth so rarely get to make decisions in our lives, and we're asking this once for our officials, our state, and our city to make the right decision for all of us. Because I want you to think about the everyday for a Providence PPSD student. I want you to think about waking up at an ungodly hour to try to get to school, to walk to school in the freezing cold without a bus pass, and then get to school and there's not enough paper for your teacher to print out your test. And there's not enough people in the resource room for you to get the proper resources you need to even take the test. And that's only a couple things that this would affect. And then after school, you can't go to your sport, you can't do your club, you can't get the exercise you need, you can't express your creativity. This budget cut is tamping down so many important resources for student life, so many necessities in student life, and we cannot allow that to happen. Make the right decision for us.
Do any of the adult organizers want to come up here and get, okay, wait, Reggie's going to talk, and then if there's an adult organizer that wants to come up and speak just how they've been collaborating with us, I'd really appreciate it. So y'all can decide that amongst yourselves.
Hello guys, my name is Reggie. I'm a senior at Classical High School, and I'm an aspiring artist and someone who loves to his after school activities. These budget cuts, I put a lot of hours into my sport. I train for my sport. I put around probably 34 hours a week, and I counted. And I love this. I have a passion for my sport. I love volleyball. I don't know if you guys know this too, but the only reason I go to school is to pursue my sport and to pursue my art. I want a future just like all you guys had. I want a future that I can be proud of. I want a high school legacy that I can be proud of. And I'm not gonna get that with these budget cuts. That's a real problem, guys. We need this money. You need this action. There's not enough action in this district. No action from anybody. Thank you.
Alright, okay.
Hello, my name is Christopher Alexander Garcia Diaz. I represent Arise as a youth leader, and I attend Central as a junior in Providence Public Schools, which has long asked for one thing: fair funding. It might sound simple, but to many of us, it's a quest that carries with it the weight of our hopes and better future. As well as you know, Providence is a city of promise. We have great potential in the city, bright students who are ambitious, wanting to make a difference and desiring to learn more and give back to society. But all the potential is being held back by a system that funds us to be under-resourced, under-supported, and places where every child is inspired, supported, and prepared for success. But too many of us are holding on for dear life. The problem is plain and simple. Our schools are underfunded on a chronic basis. Classrooms are full. The student structures are outdated and in disrepair. Textbooks and technologies are outdated and broken. And last but possibly most disturbing, our teachers are exhausted. They're doing their best to give the education we deserve, but they don't have the resources to meet our demands. This, for many of us, means falling behind academically or struggling with mental health issues or losing out on life-altering opportunities that will fundamentally make all the difference. For some students, this means not taking advanced courses that ready us for college or not having the access to important extracurricular activities in our development as a person. It means being left behind in a world that is moving faster and faster while we are stuck in a system that inadequate and provides fewer opportunities. But it doesn't need to be this way. We know that when we invest in education, we invest in the future. We know the studies show adequately funded schools means better student outcomes, higher graduation rates, and stronger communities. And that is the investment we want. An investment in our future, an investment in our classrooms and our teachers, in our promise for a better tomorrow. It's not just about numbers on a page. It's about the students sitting in those classrooms, about the teachers who truly dedicate their lives to our education, and about families who want better for their children. It's about all of us coming together to say that we believe in the future of Providence and that we are willing to fight for it. So the question before you today is, are we going to continue to allow our schools to be underfunded? Are we going to turn a blind eye and deaf ear to the pleas of our children, to the pleas of our education? Or are we going to take this bold step to invest in our city's future and give every student the chance they deserve? We can't really afford to wait anymore. Let us ensure that Providence Public Schools are centers of opportunity, not obstruction, for every child, regardless of background. United, we stand together. We can make it for real.
Many politicians, whether school board or city, campaign, at least on the education front, on this basis. And we've all heard it. Kids are the future. So let me ask the city of Providence this. If kids are the future, then why is the future being so brazenly sabotaged? Why do kids have to fight to get to school in 10-degree weather in the middle of December, and even now it's only 50 degrees and the wind's freezing everybody? Why do kids have to fight to get to school? Why do they have to fight to get home? Why do kids have to fight to have something to do after school, to get to college? Sports, and especially in classical high school, I don't know how it is for the other schools like Central. Sports are many kids' tickets to college. URI has taken dozens of kids from our football team to go to college. That's a free ticket to college for many of these kids who come from impoverished neighborhoods, who have single parents, who are people of color, who can't pay to go to several tens of thousands of dollars in total of tuition themselves. And let me add this. Brett Smiley is not threatening to deprive the city of funding only to halt our education, but these cuts will also affect non-union staff, who are hundreds, if not thousands in number. My mother is one of them, and my mother is the most hardworking, resourceful, smart, intelligent woman I have ever had the honor of knowing. And she works her ass off every single day. She does a bunch of work that's not hers to do, but she still does it anyway. And to think that she has to live with the risk of having her pay cut because the city can't find the money, which I know that they have, because they have enough money to get rid of the bike lanes, they have enough money to put speed bumps on Douglas Avenue when no one asked for them, they have enough money to put speed bumps on River Avenue, but there's no money to keep these hundreds and thousands of hard-working people with a job, being able to pay for their kids' schools. Many of these people, and my mother included, she's a single parent and she fights so hard to give the best to our kids. She's had the fortune of getting this job, and I will not let the city threaten to take her pay away, to take her ability to provide for me and my little brother away, just because they don't want to find the money, just because they want to get out there and try to posture against the kids for money. I know that the city has this money. It's not a secret. They do a bunch of things, and they're optional projects that we don't really need, but we do appreciate. For example, the Providence pedestrian bridge, which I'm sure was a few $1 million to build. 20 million. But there's no reason, and thank you, $20 million to build that bridge, and we're asking for $11 million. So I know that if they can build a bridge across the Providence River, I know that they can build our bridges to the future.
I know we're cutting it on time. We're going a little bit over than what we told you, but I appreciate you guys sticking it out here. I wanted to make sure that students from all the different schools that came are represented. So, what's your name? Alexis. So I'm going to have Alexis all the way over from Alvarez come and speak to y'all, and then we'll get maybe 1 or 2 adult organizers, and then I think we can call it a day. I think y'all can go home. It's cold. I know y'all are hungry. So, sorry. Just thank you so much.
Hi, yeah, I'm from Alvarez, and sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
And like the school budgeting, right? It getting cut. That's already horrendous for the school for what's happening now already, because our budget is already getting cut, and we already don't even have enough funding, and now it's getting cut more. I don't think we should be doing that, especially since, like the other kids said, we're kids of the future. Why are we getting told that we're kids of the future when our future is getting cut? Why is our future getting cut because of arguing for no reason? Why are we just sitting here? Why are the students of Providence sitting here suffering for our budget being cut for no reason? Now, City Hall, right? I want to ask you a question. Why is our budgeting getting cut for no reason when you guys may have the money, are just holding it from us? Right? Thank you.
It's okay. I know I asked you to speak last Monday.
It's fine,
okay.
it's fine, but you know.
I wasn't. It's okay. You're good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Andrea Gonzalez Sanchez. I am a program manager at Young Voices and alumni of PPSD, class of 2020. And I'm also here supporting OSPBD, Take Back PVD, and all of the wonderful organizations that support all of the efforts of the young people in here. I want to start it off by saying that it is really embarrassing that the young people have to come here today pleading the adults that are in charge of their futures for some bare minimum money that will support who they are. I know that young people are the future, but young people are our now. We are seeing young people suffering right here, right now, and we're denying them the opportunity to be who they want to be, to exist, to thrive in the ways that they deserve to. I know that when I was in high school, which was not that long ago, believe it or not, I know that when I was in high school, I already struggled because I was a multilingual learner. And there was not enough teachers that spoke my language. There was not enough people that could support me and be there for me. I know how hard it was to walk that 1 mile because I just didn't qualify. I know how it was to slip back and forth from all of the icy cubes in the streets. I know what that feels like. I cannot imagine just how mortifying it's going to be when we remove even more resources from the hands of the young people that are right here, right now, pleading, begging y'all to do something. And as an adult, I'm saying we need to do better. As adults, we need to be here for each one of these youth that is now freezing, trying to fight for what they are owed. They are owed this. It's not that they want this. They need this, and we owe them that. So I am pleading every single one of you, adults, parents, teachers, policymakers, do something now because the loss will be immeasurable. These youth need you now, so do something, do better, do it now.
All right, can y'all move up a little bit? We're gonna hold one last chance session, and then you guys are gone for the day, okay? All right, 3, 2, 1. No matter how, send us now!